morning. I guess still morning, Chairperson White. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. My name is Eliana Golding, and I'm a Senior Policy Analyst at the DC Fiscal Policy Institute. Today, I will focus my testimony on the Mayor's proposed fiscal year 2024 budget for DHCD, and I will ask the Council to invest in the Preservation Fund and designate a portion of the Housing Production Trust Fund specifically for preservation projects. I will ask to continue pushing for transparency in order to appropriately target investments in the trust fund, to protect the Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act, and to cap the allowable rent increase under rent control to 5% for all tenants to prevent an eviction crisis. The Council must invest deeply in initiatives aimed at preventing the displacement of residents with low incomes, particularly residents of color. A 2019 report from DemPed showed that Black residents are 3 times more likely than white residents to move due to an inability to pay their housing costs. Generations of deliberate policy choices have led to the steady disappearance of affordable housing, one of the main drivers of this displacement. DC Council must advance racial equity in the district by adopting a holistic, reparative approach to budgeting for fiscal year 2024 and beyond. Preservation of existing affordable housing, whether it is naturally occurring or covenanted, is an essential part of a robust anti-displacement strategy for the district. The Preservation Fund needs secure funding for fiscal year 24 and in the financial plan. Unfortunately, for the second year in a row, the Mayor's proposal did not allocate any additional dollars for the fund, claiming that it is now paying for itself through ongoing loan repayments. However, volatile market conditions, a continued spike in inflation, and the lack of permanent financing options from the district government are all factors that are slowing repayments into the fund. The Preservation Fund cannot be self-sustaining without reliable loan repayments, which depend on low-cost gap financing from the trust fund. A lack of guaranteed permanent financing leaves many projects and hundreds of units stagnating in disrepair as nonprofit or mission-driven affordable housing developers wait round after round after round for takeout financing needed to make direly needed renovations. Dedicating a portion of the Housing Production Trust Fund for preservation would prevent this untenable financial situation and help improve living conditions of residents throughout the district. The Council can remedy this situation by setting aside at least 25% of each funding round for projects receiving preservation dollars. The table on my written testimony shows the level of need as indicated by the Preservation Fund managers. Concerning the use of the Housing Production Trust Fund, unfortunately, DHCD continues to struggle to meet the statutory requirement that mandates that 50% of the Housing Production Trust Fund goes to the production and preservation of deeply affordable units. The FY22 HPTF annual report, the first such report since 2015, indicates that only 19% of trust fund dollars went to deeply affordable units. The Council must work closely with the agency to ensure that it is complying with the statute and deploying trust fund dollars and the money allocated through the project and sponsor-based local rent supplement program as ongoing operating subsidies. TOPA is a vital right for district residents. Initially intended as a way to facilitate actual tenant purchase of residential properties, TOPA has become a way for tenants to negotiate for their own housing stability when their building owner decides to sell the property. Following TOPA laws strengthens communities and ensures that tenants, particularly tenants with low incomes, have leverage to stay in their homes. In an increasingly hot real estate market, TOPA is under threat on multiple fronts, and the Council must act now to protect this essential right. For more than 5 years, lawmakers have neglected to fund the First Right to Purchase program. This program, when active, offers many tenants with low and moderate incomes, the majority of whom are Black or brown, the first opportunity for homeownership by providing low-interest loans to tenant groups, creating a path to create limited equity cooperatives when their landlord decides to sell. If the district wants to work towards meeting its goal of achieving higher rates of Black homeownership, there must be funding available for tenant purchase projects. Advocates have been asking DHCD to reopen this program to new applications and to fund FRPP at $30 million per year for about 5 years. However, DHCD has declined to accept applications and has not created a similar program to replace it. In this year's performance oversight documents, the agency wrote, quote, TOPA acquisition funding is available both through the consolidated RFP and the Housing Preservation Fund, end quote. However, co-op homeownership projects very rarely receive trust fund dollars. In FY 2020 and FY 2021 combined, only 4% of HPTF funded units were for co-op or homeownership opportunities. In FY 22 and 23, HPTF funded 0 homeownership units. Lastly, related to TOPA, the Mayor proposed FY 2024 Budget Support Act includes a subtitle that exempts downtown commercial to residential conversions from TOPA. Such an exemption unequivocally threatens tenants' rights in the district. This provision should be struck from the BSA, and the Council should send a strong message to developers that they must abide by district law when doing business in the district. And finally, On May 1st, 2023, DC residents living in rent-stabilized housing will face an allowable rent increase of 8.9%, the largest increase in the 4 decades of the program's history. The DC Council must take action to address this untenable rent increase. Council should pass emergency legislation to cap allowable rent increases at 5% for all tenants in rent-controlled housing. Thank you so much for the opportunity to testify, and I very much look forward to discussing these recommendations with you.